Welcome to Garden Delights. I'm Susan Howington, Family Consumer Science Agent with the Henry County Cooperative Extension, partnership with the University of Georgia Cooperative Extension. Today we're going to talk about potatoes, and we're going to talk about new potatoes. We'll also hear from Frank Hancock, our Agriculture and Natural Resource Agent, and he's going to talk more about those new potatoes. So we'll see you back in just a little bit on Garden Delights. Welcome back to Garden Delights. Today we're going to be talking about potatoes, but in general we're going to talk about potatoes, but we're also going to talk about new potatoes that actually Frank, our Agriculture Natural Resource Agent, grew in our back of our building. And we're excited because we have fresh produce growing right here locally. We can use it. So let's talk about those new potatoes. Now, some people call them red potatoes, but I'm going to say new potatoes. And about this time of year is when you're going to take them from the ground. And so they're going to be, if you're growing them, you're going to see they're going to come in different sizes. But in general, they are awesome as far as they taste, to me, some of the best as far as potatoes go. They have a great flavor to them. But let's talk about the nutrition part of them. They are loaded with vitamin C. They also have potassium, iron, and to get that fiber in your diet, you need to eat the skin of that potato to get that fiber. So we want to make sure that you're going to eat the skin. And so you can see that we're going to make potato salad just a little bit, and it is going to have the skin on those potatoes because I want to get all that fiber in my diet. So you'll see that leaving the skin on is the best. It is cholesterol free, it is sodium free, fat free. It's what you put on them that can make them as far as the calories count. So about, on the average, we'll say about 68 calories to about a half a cup of potatoes. So as you can see, what you put on them is what's going to add the calories to it. So let's talk about selection. You know, if you're going to grow your own potatoes, they're going to come in different sizes as you take them out of the ground. And you'll have larger ones, you'll have smaller ones. And so you can kind of decide how you want to eat those potatoes, whether you take them and just leave them this size right here and you boil them just like this, or you have larger ones like I've used for the potato salad that you can cut and chop up. And you can even chop these up, but these are wonderful just whole like these. So you're going to have different sizes, but when you go to the grocery store and you look at the bag that you're going to buy, usually the average small size is going to be about 3 pounds. They're going to be consistently kind of the same size. You can look at the bags, you can look through the to see the sizes because most of the bags are going to be clear. So you'll see you'll have some that you can buy that are all smaller and you can buy some that are all larger. The thing you're looking for is you're going to buy firm potatoes. You want to make sure they're firm. So if you can fill them, definitely fill them when you're buying them. Now, I was talking about the different sizes because, you know, well-shaped, if you say well-shaped, it depends on, you know, what you're buying because you can buy these loosely, not in a bag, and if you want them all this size, then you can pick out all those sizes if you want to do that. You want to make sure they're smooth. You don't want to see any cuts, bruises, cracks, or anything like that when you're buying your potatoes, so really look them over good because you don't want to pay for something that's not good. And also you want to make sure they're not spoiled either. Now let's talk about storage. So you're going to bring them home or you're taking them out of your garden. You don't wash potatoes until you get ready to eat them, but you definitely are going to wash them. And so what you're looking for is a cool, dark, well-ventilated place that you're going to put those potatoes. So if you buy them in a bag, I would advise you, if you're going to, they'll keep about a week, or I will tell you that new potatoes, they have a high moisture content, so you'll want to take those and maybe use them in a week's time. Do not put them in the refrigerator though, because that breaks down the sugar content in it, and so you don't want to do that. But you can take your potatoes and take them out of the bag and put them on another container where you're leaving them out where they're ventilated away from that bag. And that way they're not stacked on top of each other like you would buy them in that bag. So that's the way you're going to do it. And also if you're getting them out of the ground, you want to do the same way. You want to lay them in a cool, ventilated place so they'll stay longer and you can store them longer for you to eat with your family. So just remember that's important to remember. Also, about a pound of potatoes will equal about 5 to 6 potatoes if you're looking for a recipe, and I'm talking about medium potatoes that'll make about a pound. But like I say, the ones in the bags are going to be about 3 pounds. So you can buy them individual though. So just remember, whatever you're going to make with those potatoes is what you're going to be looking for as far as poundage goes. So we're going to see you back in just a little bit on Garden Lights, where we're here from Frank, and he's going to talk more about those new potatoes and tell you how to care for them. We'll see you back in just a little bit on Garden Lights.
Okay, today we're going to talk about potatoes. We've talked about potatoes in the past. We went through a lot of details about how to plant and grow potatoes, and that's what we did. But today we're going to talk about harvesting some potatoes. We've already planted them. Potatoes like a little bit of acid soil, maybe in the 5.5 range, so they don't need to put a lot of lime out for your potatoes. We've got some Pontiac Reds that we've planted here. They've bloomed. We may be a little bit early on getting them out because they've already bloomed, and the blooms have gone away, and now they're starting to die back on the bottom. At the time that they bloom, they've pretty much made all the potatoes that they're going to make, but they'll get bigger as time goes on. So we're right here in the middle of the right time to dig them. Talk a little bit more about growing them. To grow potatoes, you want to get some seed potatoes. You don't want to get potatoes from the store. Potatoes at the store, a lot of times have been sprayed with things to keep them from germinating, because you don't want to have sprouts coming out on the vegetable rack in the grocery store. So those are not the best ones to select. So get you some good seed potatoes. And when you get your potatoes, I've got a couple here, and of course they're old and expired, but take a look at your potato. You want to find a good eye in a good location on the potato, so that when you cut them, you get the most out of the potato for plants. You want to have a piece of potato about the size of an egg attached to your bud. A potato like this one right here, where all the buds were on one end of it, I can't do much with this except just plant the whole thing or cut it in half. But so I don't get much out of it for buying the potato. I ought to be able to get 7 or 8 good seed potato pieces out of a pound of potatoes. So, but if I select them like this, obviously I won't get very many. So I want to look for the ones that have got the most. I can make cuts on this and get 3 good blooms out of it, out of this one potato, where this one I'm probably just going to get one. So just a little side note there. What we want to do though is we want to see what we grew. Potatoes grow good in containers, and I've got some here that are planted in a container, and we're going to go ahead and pull them out and see what's going on in the container. Let me just see if I can just make it all just come out of here. Maybe not. Got my handle in my way. And so this comes out of here, and now you can see you got a lot of roots in here. The roots have really penetrated down through this soil, and the potatoes are going to be up here at the top. They're it roots out of the piece that you planted, but the potatoes come out above that. So you find your potatoes up in the higher part of the plant. And we'll get some good seed potatoes out of this. So that's kind of what we're going to get out of that bucket right now. So bucket number 2, let's see what comes out of bucket number 2. And you can see the way this bucket was constructed had a little water volume in the bottom of it, and you can see the roots from the potato have come all the way through. And our potatoes that we're looking for are going to be up here in the top. So pretty good little batch of potatoes out of that bucket. Let's go for bucket number 3. We'll take this bucket. And you can see how these potatoes are growing up here in the top of the bucket. Got some good new potatoes here. Here's my piece of potato that we planted, and you can see the root structure that's come off of it to get our potatoes out. We also can grow some potatoes in the ground, and I'm gonna walk over here now and dig a few of them out that we've had growing in the ground, and we'll see what the difference is here. All right, so I think that's what we're gonna get out of those 2 plants right there. And so that's what goes on with potatoes. And you can see they're fairly easy to grow. They're in the same family as a tomato. so they can get some of the same diseases as a tomato. And I think now we're going to go in and eat some potatoes with Susan.
Welcome back to Garden Delights. We're going to be talking about new potatoes that were grown right out back of our building. And so excited that Frank decided to grow some, and they turned out wonderful. And as you can see, he showed you how wonderful they turned out also. But we're going to be making a lemon herb potato salad. And so, you know, you think about potato salad, and we're not going to have any eggs in it, no mayonnaise. So I'm trying to keep it on the low calorie as far as the potato salad goes. But it's got a little bit of lemon, a little bit of herb. We're going to mix this all together and put it on our potatoes. And it's really good. It's really tasty. It just gives a different spin than what you're used to. And it's a great thing to take to anybody's home, or if you have a crowd coming over, it's just a great potato salad that you can use for anything during the year. So let's start off. What I have is I have this bowl, but I already have the 1 tablespoon of olive oil in it. So I was trying to kind of keep from messing up so many little containers here. So we have 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and what I'm going to do is add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice to it. And we're going to mix up different ingredients at different times. And then the recipe is going to say that you need 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. So you're going to add that to your lemon juice and your olive oil. So I'll make sure I get all that out. So that's going to spice it up a little bit. Let me set this on this paper towel here. And then we're going to add some dried ingredients before we add some other ones. So this together is 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and we're also using 1 teaspoon of dried parsley. So I'm going to add that to that. So I'm going to add these 2 because these are our dried ingredients with a little bit of our liquid part of it. All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to whisk these together and make sure you get it all whisked together with the olive oil and the Dijon mustard. And this smells so good already, just those mixed up together. And so I've got that incorporated together, and you can see it's a little nice creamy looking dressing for the potato salad. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some other ingredients. I am going to add, this is 1 tablespoon of chives and 1 tablespoon of fresh basil. And actually this came out of my garden. So I was excited that we could mix together some good old homegrown potatoes and herbs into our potato salad. So I'm going to put that in there, try to get all this out of there. And then the next thing we're going to add is this is about 1/3 cup of arugula. So we're going to add that to the mixture. And so this is going to give a nice look to our potato salad too, where it's not just bland looking, it's going to give it a nice look. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of Clamato. These are olives, and we've already sliced them up, and they are so good. They taste so good. So you're going to add those. And what I'm going to do now, instead of whisking, I'm just going to kind of stir it around because I really don't want to beat my other things that I just added to it. So you're going to mix that together. And it smells so good. So we have our mixture, and this is what it looks like just to put on your potato salad. So it's called lemon herb potato salad. So this is the potato salad, and I cooked the potatoes. So let me talk a little bit about the potatoes. So this is about 1 pound of potatoes, and it's going to tell you on the recipe you're going to cut your potatoes up in about 1-inch, bite-sized pieces, and you're going to put them into some water, and it's going to tell you to bring it to a boil, and you're going to boil for about 5 minutes until they're tender. You don't want to go too far, and you're going to drain the water off, because if you go too far, you're going to have mashed potatoes instead of a firm potato like you want for potato salad. So you're going to go about that far, and you can mix this when it's warm, which is even better to me when it's warm, or you can put your potatoes in the refrigerator and make it as like more of a cold potato salad. So it's either way, because once you can't eat all of it, you're going to store it in your refrigerator anyway. So we're going to put this in here, and I'm going to mix all this and toss it with the potatoes, but I want to make sure that I get all this good mixture out to put on the potatoes. And also, with the potatoes being a little warm, what I like about this is it will kind of wilt the green part of it, which is your basil and your arugula, and it kind of melts it. And as you can see, it just makes it really nice, and all we're doing is coating it. And I will tell you, the lemon juice helps give it that lemon flavor, but it also helps with those potatoes, and it keeps them from turning to a darker color. So it's going to kind of give that acidity that helps those potatoes stay at a great color. So as you can see, that small amount of mixture that I just mixed up tosses just really well with this about a pound of potatoes, and it gives a wonderful flavor. And to me, the longer you can leave it on the potatoes, it just kind of soaks in and gives a really good taste also. So you're going to mix this in, and that's about all you need to do to make the lemon herb potato salad. So when we come back, we'll have Frank, and we're going to actually taste this lovely lemon herb potato salad. So we'll see you back in just a little bit on Garden Delights. Welcome back to Garden Delights. Frank is here. Going to taste some potato salad. It's lemon herb potato salad now.
Lemon herb potato salad.
So let's spoon it up for you.
All right.
Give you a little bit more. You got to eat your potatoes, Frank.
Well, you know, we did this a year or so ago, but we did it backwards. We planted them. We didn't have any potatoes, but this year we dug our own potatoes so we could have some.
I know it, and I'm excited to have our own potatoes.
Mm-hmm. Everybody should have their own potatoes.
This is really tasty. It doesn't overpower the potatoes, but you can taste a little bit of the mustard and the other herbs that are in lemon.
Yep.
And it moistens them up. It's really good. And you grew them.
It was worth growing.
Exactly.
Be able to eat them.
Exactly. Check out the website for the recipe. Frank and I will see you next time on Garden Delights.
See you later.